This is a little bit of a short one, chapter 14, Genesis. Let's read it. Abram rescues Lot. Now it came about in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Ellasar, Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of Goim. Tidal king? That's weird. That sounds like a superhero or something. Like a boss fight. Tidal king. That they made war with Bera, king of Sodom, Birsha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shemeber, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela. This is Zoar. They're not really how a modern person thinks of kings, right? Like, we're talking about a really small area in the world where these people are, right? And there's like, what, dozens of kings there? It's more like they are some kind of a gang that, you know, about the military, about fighting, and then they, I suppose, protect peasants and tax them. So, are they really kings? I mean, I guess that's what kings do, earthly kings do, but still, it's, you know, on a much smaller scale, I feel like. And that's okay, because that is also how God tells stories. It doesn't need to be some, you know, world war type of thing for a true message to come out of it. All of these kings joined forces in the valley of Shittim, this is the Salt Sea. For 12 years they had served Chedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Chedorlaomer came with the kings who were with him, and they defeated the Rephaim in Asketort Karnaim, and Susim in Ham, and the Emim in Shaveh Kiriataim, and the Horites in the hill country of Seir as far as El Paran, which is beside the wilderness. Then they came again to En Mishpat, this is Kadesh, and they subdued all the territory of the Amalekites, as well as the Amorites who live in Hazazon Tamar. These Amalekites are like this long-standing enemy of Israel back then. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, this is Zoar. Why do they keep saying this is Zoar? I need to ask ChatGPT what does that mean. Went out and lined themselves up for battle with them in the valley of Siddim, against Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, Tidal, king of Goim. Okay, I get it, guys. 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits, and as the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, they fell into them, and those who remained fled to the hills. So they took all of Sodom and Gomorrah's possessions and their food and left. They also took Lot, Abram's nephew, and his possessions, and they left as he was living in Sodom. Then a survivor came and told Abram the Hebrew, who was dwelling by the large trees belonging to Mamre the Amorite, the brother of Eshcol, and the brother of Aner. They were Abram's allies. When Abram heard that his kinsman had been taken captive, he rallied his trained men, those born in his household, 318 of them, and went to pursue it as far as Dan. Then he divided his servants against them at night, and he defeated them and pursued them as far as Hova, which is north of Damascus. This might be significant, or it might not. But I've read some of the Gnostic texts like Book of Thomas, and there it's recorded sayings of Yeshua. Some of them literally are sayings of Yeshua, and some are like new ones that you won't find in approved scripture. And he says, I'm not the divider, am I? And here is Abram dividing his servants. When it's night. I don't know if that is significant. Makes sense that Christ wouldn't divide his servants, like in him is unity. Like he didn't divide Christianity, for example. Not from the Jewish religion, and not from itself, denominations. Christ didn't do any of the dividing. In him is unity. Like when Paul went and kind of rebuked Peter about something. They found unity. There was obviously like this argument, debate, I guess. But they were brothers in the end, right? He brought back all the possessions and also brought back his kinsman Lot and his possessions, as well as the women and the other people. Melchizedek, king of Salem. This guy is kind of like a... people talk about him like he's some kind of a proto-Christ, proto-Messiah, like before him. He's a high priest of the highest. Now after he returned from defeating Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom went out to meet him in valley of Shaveh. This is the king's valley. Are there so many valleys in that place? I've never been. Except that one time when I tried to get to Israel and they didn't let me through the airport. They sent me back to Greece. Now after he returned from the... Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was a priest of El Elyon. So this is I suppose God. He blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram by El Elyon, creator of heaven and earth, and blessed be El Elyon, who gave over your enemies into your hand." Then Abram gave him 1/10 of everything. I guess that habit of, tenths began here. Like this is where its roots find themselves. It's important to respect the ancestors. That's where you get a lot of the things we do today, or we should do today, and also like the significance. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, "I raise my hand in oath to Adonai Elyon, creator of heaven and earth." Oh no, I skipped a line. Then the king of Sodom said to Abram, "Give me the people, the possessions, take for yourself." But Abram said to the king of Sodom, "I raise my hand in oath to Adonai El Elyon, creator of heaven and earth, not a thread or even a sandal strap of all that is yours will I take, so you will not say, I've made Abram rich. I claim nothing but what the young men have eaten and the share of the men who went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their share." Yeah, so he's relying on God instead of this earthly king, even though he is a priest of creator of heaven and earth. What book was it where it was written that in the last days Israel will clasp hands with the kings of the earth and their money? I did speak about that recently. I'll put the verse up. Yeah, Genesis 14. We are getting up there.